Fascination with roadkill. When driving by roadkill, I feel a small pang of regret for their lack of timing. When I walked by these dead animals, however, the experience was more personal. Often I could see the anguish on their dead faces. Not imagined anguish, but real, eye-popping, tongue-lolling, little arms extending in pain anguish. I began taking photographs, I guess as a way to document their lives, and, if they had been run over, their man-made deaths. Up to this point in northern Wisconsin, I had seen tens of dead deer, many squirrel, raccoon, possum, rabbit, and badgers. A bushel of small birds, including 3 hummingbirds, a bluebird, and 1 wren. 1 very large bird, a blue heron, 2 shrew, 2 bats, 1 fox, quite a few turtles and frogs, lots of porcupine, and several unidentifiable mashups of bone and fur. At one point, I saw the severed head of a porcupine, the body nowhere in sight. The lakeshore was not without its share of carcasses. There were, of course, hundreds of dead fish of all species, or just their picked clean vertebrae, washed up on the sand and rocks. From shiny alewives to gutted salmon, an occasional whiskered carp or round goby. These deaths fed the gulls and shore animals. I saw many deer, turtle, dead and dying waterfowl of all types, ducks, gulls, cormorants. Many ingest plastic or lead weights and die. Some are poisoned by avian botulism. And I also saw 2 drowning victims, a squirrel and a possum. Both their little faces looked rather surprised, like they had been pushed. I got to the point where I could smell the roadkill and estimate, before seeing the carcass, what state of decay I would find. I saw a freshly killed doe whose last thrashings had flattened a circle of still green grass around her, her eyes wide in disbelief. I saw deer carcasses several days old on which predators had feasted. I saw skeletons of deer long dead, picked clean by birds and beast and bugs, scattered around like a puzzle, the sun bleaching each bone brilliant white. It was along the stretch between Peshtigo and Oconto, Wisconsin, that I saw the most heartbreaking roadkill, a great horned owl. It must have fractured its skull or broken its neck on impact, because it didn't have a mark on it, not a drop of blood anywhere. I was hopeful that maybe it was only stunned, but as I moved its wing, I felt that it was beginning to stiffen in death. 1 wing was outstretched, the other folded against its body. Its eyelids, which closed from the bottom up, were mostly shut, leaving just a sliver of the golden-rimmed eyeball exposed. This is a magnificent bird, and it was both fascinating to see it so close and heartbreaking to know it was dead. I studied its sharp, curved, black talons on the end of its feathered feet. As I moved the owl from the rocky shoulder of the road into the tall weeds nearby, I worked my fingers through its downy belly feathers. I closed my eyes and imagined how it was to fly as this bird of prey through the night sky, to hear the whomp, whomp of great wings flapping in the cool night air, to see with night vision the prey that would be its next warm meal. As I nestled it gently in the tall grass, I was astonished by how little it weighed.